That's what we're going with. I know you've probably heard something very similar to that, but what is up, y'all? And welcome to Sunday Riff Refinery number 12. This one's gonna be another metalcore one because you already know I can't stay away from metalcore for very long. And today I'm actually using a suite of metalcore based plugins. These are the Trivium amp knob series and Trivium drums from Bogren Digital. Now this is not technically a sponsored video, but I do have affiliate links for Bogren Digital products down in the description below, and you can use my code Heartless to get 10% off of anything that's not already on sale. But even though that I'm making this video of my own volition and they don't even know that I'm making it, I just wanted to be transparent that I have those affiliate links and discount codes down in the description below. So feel free to use them, that helps me out. But other than that, Bogren has no clue that I'm even making this video. And my whole point with this video was to use one plugin suite, I would call this. It's like an ecosystem of plugins from Bogren, and do everything from beginning to end except for the mixing and mastering portion of it. I'm going to use different plugins for that. But you already know that we're going to do some traditional 578 or 579 riffs with this because we have to. We're playing Trivium, and we're talking old school Trivium. We're talking like Ascendancy era Trivium here. So let's go ahead and dive into logic here. So right now I've got the amp knob Trivium Rhythm plugin, and I've got it pretty well set to what it was at when I first opened it. I brought down the gain just ever so slightly. I don't have anything else going on. It has its own boost and it's turned on as well. So this is what we're dealing with here. And as always, this is my GOC Guitars Illumina Plus. These are the Aurora Tone Earth Crusher rail style pickups in it. Nothing else going on. I'm not going into any pedals or anything like that. No impulse responses. Literally just that plugin happening there. Sounds pretty damn good. So the riff that I've been working on is probably going to sound like a million other riffs, and that's fine by me because I like it. So that's what we're going with. I know you've probably heard something very similar to that, but let's go ahead and get a scratch take recorded of it. Alright, so that's the scratch take there. And I want to use some drum loops today, so I'm going to go to my ye old faithful, the Loudstack Metal MIDI drum grooves. I think we're working at like a mid-tempo here. Let's check the metalcore. I think the metalcore upbeat's going to fit this. Now, like I said, we're using all of the Bogren Digital Trivium stuff right now. So this is the Trivium drums. And sounding pretty good already. I'm probably going to have to bring the volume up a little bit on that. That sounds good. Let's bring the drums up a little bit. All right, that sounds good, but I don't think that's what we need for the first part. So let's drag that to the second part there. That's usually like, you know, with these types of 5/7/8 beats, they come in slamming like taka 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 taka. It just brings the energy. Then it brings the two-step groove next. So we need to figure that out. The reverse upbeat is usually what I would think of with that. So let's go ahead and audition that one. That's the one, that's the one. Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Let's go ahead and retract this guitar now. Okay, that was an okay-ish take. Let's double track that because you already know we're gonna do that again next, but we're gonna harmonize it. I've got to figure out the harmonies for this now. Okay, let's go ahead and drag that first one over. And now I need to figure out the harmonies to this. We all know I'm not great at that. I'm probably gonna cut out some of the process because I'm slow at it, but I'm gonna hit record and I think it's gonna be something like, so I think the harmony would need to be somewhere more, something around there. Let's groove with it. Almost, that was almost it. Yeah, I think I got it. My gosh, that was almost it. That was almost it. That switch up right there is a little bit more difficult than it seems. So it goes from... That's what I'm trying to do, and for some reason my hands are just not wanting to do it. All right, that might have been it. That was really annoying to try and record, and I don't know why my hands just couldn't do it. It wasn't my favorite take, but I'm gonna take it for now because I just want to write the rest of this. Now, this is going to be a breakdown. We've got to do a breakdown. This is a Trivium style 2000s metalcore breakdown, which also means I want to throw some like As I Lay Dying style breakdown inside of it. Just some obnoxious chugs, honestly. But let's go ahead and find some drums that fit. Because thankfully, Loudstack already has breakdowns built into the metalcore beats. All right, so metalcore breakdown Uno 1. Let's drag that in and see what it sounds like. I'm assuming it's a breakdown. Okay, that's a possibility. Let's try out some other ones. No. Don't worry about the missing symbols there. I don't have the right routing turned on, and so that just needs to be moved around. Okay, I'm liking that. I think the first one was still better. Let's try a couple more. Nah, not it for me. Nope. All right, let's stick with number 1. Let's go ahead and write something to that. I'm going to be just completely transparent here in that I am not going to do anything complicated here. I'm going to literally chug along with that kick drum. So. Let's see how that sounds with it. That could be cool though. Okay, that could work. Let's see if we can double track that though. Messed it up. Okay, it's good, but definitely off time. What the hell am I saying there? It's off time. So let's go ahead and delete both of those, and I'm gonna redo those real quick. So stand by, I'm not gonna make you watch all that. Don't you hate when you have a perfectly good take and you just biff it at the last minute? Like, I can't with myself sometimes. That works. Okay, now we want something slower. And normally in a song like this, that would probably repeat for another measure, but I want to tame the intensity now and I want to go to just like a filthy, like slow, sludgy breakdown instead. And to do that, I think I'm just going to use that same groove, but we're going to edit it a little bit. So we need to take all of these crashes and we need to put them on a China. Okay, and now we need that to be less of them as well, so we're gonna have to select all of them, so bear with me. So now we've got halftime. And then we need the kicks to be a little bit less too, so. Dun dun dun, dun 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 dun. Okay, let's write something to that first half now. We're gonna leave the fills the same because I don't want to write a different fill. So let's go ahead and listen to this first half and see what we can write to it. We've got something there. Maybe we go melodic here, so. Maybe, let's try it. That could work. Let's do that. Let's do that. We'll record that second half of it, and then we might go a little bit faster for the second half of the drum. That works. Now, what do we want the second half of the drums to do? Maybe we'll let the drums stay heavy like that. Let's flatten these, and I'm gonna play along and just keep playing that same thing. That could work. So we end it just in a abrupt way, so that could work. Let's do that. And you know what though? Let's go ahead and just delete that half of the drums. I want to keep them slow. I want it to end nice and slow like that. So let's go ahead and just redo the guitars for that though. That way there's no editing needed here and it's just all one take. That could be the one for at least the left track. Let's go ahead and do the right track. Okay, I think we got it there. I can delete these old ones now. The only thing I might do different, I'm not going to do it right now, but you can let me know if this would sound better, is the, you know, the good old chugs that every 2000s metalcore breakdown did. Okay, we need bass now. So let's go back to the beginning. Let me grab a bass for this. All right, so any reason to bust out the GOC bass is a good reason to me, but let's go ahead and open up the bass knob Trivium now and see what the stock tone sounds like. I haven't even tuned this thing up today yet, but that sounds good. Sounds good. So we're sounding good. I'm gonna leave that drive on right now. We might take it out in the final mix, but let's bring the bass down a little bit so that we're not too loud. And let's jam along with this first part and see what we've got. Okay, we can do the same thing for the second part. Bass is gonna go easy for this song, man. Time flies when you don't know how to play bass. Let's go ahead and go to the next section. This part's gonna suck, I'll be honest. Should I palm mute the bass? Let's make sure I have the gate turned on. Okay, the gate's actually working pretty well. I'm gonna crank it a little bit further. The built-in gates in these amp knob and bass knobs, pretty damn good. So let's go ahead and record that. I'm gonna try it twice, once without the palm muting and once with it. So we'll do it without the palm muting first and then with it after. Okay, let's do it once with palm muting now too, and we'll see what ends up in the final mix. All right, which of those two sounded better to you? To me, the palm muting sounded better, but it's probably because I'm not able to mute the strings better when I'm not palm muting it, and that's a technique thing purely. That is not anything wrong with the bass or the amp tone or anything like that. Now let's go ahead and record the last little bit. That was easier than it seems. And to be quite honest, it doesn't sound terrible the way that it is. It's not really all that mixed right now, but it doesn't sound like it needs a ton of work. You're going to hear the final mix in a second here, but I think that sounds pretty damn good. What do y'all think? I mean, this is a basic metalcore riff. Obviously, this isn't anything extravagant, but I'm vibing with it. This sounds good. It's fun to play, and damn, yeah, that's just where I'm at with it. So, let me know what y'all think about it. Let's listen to the final playthrough real quick. Well, there you have it. I think that's one of the better metalcore riffs that I've written, and it's because I kind of stayed true to my roots, getting that 5/7/8 going. You already know that that's such a catchy way to play a riff, and it sounds good. These drum loops did the trick, and this was all done with the Bogren Digital Trivium series. We have the Trivium amp knob rhythm and lead, and then we also have the bass knob, and then we have the Trivium drums, all of which add up to something that sounds great in a mix, has minimal work that you need to do to get a pretty decent mix to put something out. And I'm here for that. It's a really awesome group of products, and I hope you check it out. Again, link is down in the description. You get 10% off with code Heartless. And don't forget to check out Loudstack Metal MIDI Grooves. I work with those a lot. You've seen me write a ton with them on this channel already, and a ton of my riffs have been written with those metal MIDI grooves. And as you see, they work well with multiple different drum libraries. So pretty great MIDI pack to work with, and there's others on the website as well. But that is it for this week's Sunday Riff Refinery. Thank you again for number 12 and sticking along and watching these and giving me advice and input and critiques and everything like that. I appreciate y'all immensely. And until the next time, peace and love, and I'll talk to you soon.